How many credit cards should you have? Credit cards are an important part of managing your finances and building a good credit score. But do you know how many credit cards you should have? It's not always easy to tell, as each person's financial situation is unique. In this blog post, we'll explore the different factors that can affect how many credit cards you should have, such as income, spending habits, and more. We will also provide some tips to help you make the best decision for your specific financial needs. Read on to learn more about balancing your credit cards and achieving financial freedom. The benefits of having multiple credit cards. If you're like most people, you probably have at least one credit card, but is one enough? Having multiple credit cards can actually offer a number of benefits. For starters, having multiple credit cards can help you build your credit history. This is because each time you make a purchase with a credit card and make your payments on time, it's reported to the credit bureaus. The more positive activity that's reported, the better your chances of getting approved for loans and other lines of credit in the future. Another benefit of having multiple credit cards is that it can give you a safety net in case of an emergency. Let's say your car breaks down and you need to pay for repairs. If you only have one credit card with a low limit, you may not be able to cover the entire cost. But if you have 2 or 3 cards with higher limits, you'll be more likely to have the funds available when you need them. Finally, having multiple credit cards can also help you earn rewards like cashback or points that can be redeemed for travel. Many cards offer generous rewards programs, so the more cards you have, the more rewards you can earn. Just be sure to keep track of all your balances and payments so you don't end up in debt. The risks of having multiple credit cards. Credit cards can be a great tool to help you manage your finances and build your credit history. However, there are also some risks associated with having multiple credit cards. If you are not careful, it is easy to get into debt with multiple credit cards. It can be tempting to spend more than you can afford when you have multiple lines of credit available to you. If you carry a balance on your credit cards from month to month, the interest charges can add up quickly and make it difficult to pay off your debt. Another risk of having multiple credit cards is that it can be difficult to keep track of your spending. It can be easy to overspend when you have several different cards that you are using for different purposes. If you are not careful, you may find yourself in financial trouble before you realize how much money you have actually spent. Finally, having too many credit cards can hurt your credit score. Credit scoring models generally consider the number of credit accounts that you have open when calculating your score. If you have several different credit cards, it may lower your score because it looks like you are using a higher percentage of your available credit. This could make it more difficult for you to qualify for loans or get approved for new lines of credit in the future. If you are considering getting a new credit card, make sure that you understand the risks involved before making a decision. Be sure to use your credit wisely and only charge what you can afford. How to manage multiple credit cards. Credit cards can be a great tool to help you manage your finances and build your credit, but if you have too many credit cards, it can be difficult to keep track of them all and make sure you're using them wisely. Here are a few tips for managing multiple credit cards. 1. Keep track of all your credit card balances. This will help you stay on top of your payments and avoid going over your limit. 2. Make sure you pay your bills on time. This will help you avoid late fees and keep your interest rates low. 3. Use your credit cards wisely. Don't max out your credit cards or spend more than you can afford to pay back. Try to use them for emergencies only or for things that you would normally buy anyway, like gas or groceries. 4. Review your statements carefully. This will help you spot any fraudulent charges and keep track of your spending habits. 5. Limit the number of new applications you submit. Too many inquiries on your credit report can lower your score, so only apply for new cards when necessary.